Where is the next Las Vegas of Asia?
Well, hello, everybody. The gang's back in town. We're just missing Harmon, so I'm playing Harmon again. I'm Harmon, tall Dutch guy. So I'm Brady Hiscox. We have Lucifer Morningstar from...
Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah, you take yourself a little bit seriously, right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Joe Pisano.
Hi, guys.
And Evan Spytma.
Hello.
Would you like to give us a short introduction real quick?
Yes, we are from Lucifer Gaming, which we provide a solution for the customers of platform. We're aggregator as well. And we also do compliance and licensing for the operators or B2B companies. And the most important thing is we do consults for a lot of iGaming business roadmaps. For example, for some countries, it has to be regulated strictly. That's what we come.
We'll get into the regulation
to help them out
later.
What?
Joe?
Joe Pisano, Jade Gaming, Jade Sports Bet. We also operate sports betting here in the Philippines. Out of Sri Lanka, we also operate fantasy sports, fantasy cricket, and live streaming.
And we'll get into Sri Lanka in a bit.
And we'll get into Sri Lanka in a minute. And good to see everyone here.
Hi, my name's Evan. I'm with Casino Plus. We're a operator locally here in the Philippines. We're both on land-based and online. And happy to be here with you today, especially Joe, who does everything. So he's the man.
Out of his busy expo schedule.
Yes.
So we're here to talk about the next Las Vegas of Asia. And I'll start out with saying everybody was thinking it was going to be Japan at some point, but that's never going to happen, and nobody ever really thought it would really finish.
I don't know. 10 years ago, when I entered this industry, they were talking about Japan opening up.
Was that when you were a bouncer at a door?
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I went to that breakfast in 2016 in London, where they announced Japan.
It's kind of like when I had meetings with Okada in 2005 about them opening in 6 months. So, that being said, with Japan was going to be the bright hope, but where do you guys think there were some suggestions about Sri Lanka? I love Sri Lanka, or Thailand, which is awesome. What do you say, Lucifer?
Well, personal perspective, I think Thailand is going to thrive. It's because they are not just, I know they're new to iGaming business or like offline-based casinos, but they are an entertainment hub for all the center of the East Asia.
Yeah. Thailand definitely has the leisure and tourism down, so it does make sense. Joe?
Yeah, I see Thailand regulating land-based casinos first, and I think they're going to wait for land-based to be built and live before they regulate online. Because if you want investment in the country, and they're looking at $4 or $5 billion properties, if you're able to have both land and online, you may reduce the amount of spend in your integrated resort.
And you can, yeah, that's true. Although it can help the operators and on the tax system get a nice return on that investment or allowing them to invest. But you're right. If they're on the phones or mobile, they're not going to be in the land-based.
Yeah, if you know you can make a lot of money on the online, you're going to think about, will I spend $5 billion or will I just spend $1 billion, go online and make the same money? So,
and just actually publish your site that's already running.
And we talked about Japan taking a long time. You know, Thailand took 20 years to regulate their Sky Train, to pass legislation for that. So I know they're talking. I know there's a meeting tomorrow or the day after where they're going to have a press conference on it. But it could be a while.
I mean, it's so I'm not saying Thailand's the next Las Vegas of Asia, but even if you look at it, time is on Thailand's side. They're the top 10 destination in the world for tourism, but they've got a lot of things to tackle, such as, are they going to allow locals in? They just doubled the licensing price. I think it's $9 billion, right? And then so you look at it as, are the tourists are going to come in? Do they really want to be in a casino? When you think about Thailand, there's so many other things drawing those tourists to Thailand. Do you really want to spend your time in a casino? So
it wouldn't be like Macau where there really wasn't any other infrastructure, right?
Right.
You go to Thailand for the beach or a lot of other things.
Yeah, nightlife, everything's wonderful. And even if you look at their decisions on legalization of marijuana, now they're trying to reverse that. It's a little bit of a gray area. And that, I think, is a light law compared to land-based casinos.
Also, it's not going to be a Las Vegas of Asia.
That's Macau.
Because it's fragmented. It's only one city, one casino. You're not going to have a Vegas Strip.
Yeah, talking about Mesot or Phuket, we'll have one on an island possibly.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have 27 casinos down the line.
No. So Phuket one and Pattaya one and Bangkok one, Chiang Mai one. And
little like Japan is trying to do.
Same as what Japan wanted to do with the...
So what other markets? We talked about Sri Lanka, and there's Mr. Sri Lanka right there.
Right.
Tony.
There he is.
There he is. The man, the legend. Well, what about where we are right now?
Oh,
why can't this be?
Does it have gaming here?
It does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think about what Evan just said about why can't it be here? Clark is one of the places that I think is going to absolutely boom in this area.
In this area?
Yeah, because they have the infrastructure, they have the space, they have a tax-free zone, they have a runway. They can accommodate the only large jets in this country.
Yeah.
And people like Daisy Khan have a vision.
But don't forget one thing is that political is one essential reasons for operating casinos. So as many of you guys heard that the governments here are doing a little bit cleansing right now. So a lot of operators or junkets, they are kind of, feel a little bit unsafe with the market. So that's why, as I mentioned, that I know it's pretty new for Thailand to become Vegas. We couldn't guarantee that it's going to be a Vegas, but I do think it's one of the top topic that everyone is talking about it, especially comes with the entertainment business. And as for me, I was an entertainer before, so I do a lot of entertainment around in the US or in Asia or Japan, something like that. So as far as I think the government has very powerful stand on this matter.
Joe?
I think Sri Lanka is strategically placed. You have 1.4 billion people right next door. You have a beautiful country. Sri Lanka's built on tourism. You've got gaming that's been operating there for many years. You have a workforce already in place. City of Dreams is supposedly opening third quarter.
There might be some other expansion in Colombo.
There could be other expansions of existing operators. The government, well, right now they're looking at passing the Gaming Authority Bill.
Kind of like Cambodia.
Which, if that does go through, then that opens up Port City to international operators that need that Gaming Authority compliance to go into the country. And, there are others besides Melco that would like to operate in that market.
Speaking of Melco, the Crown tried to open there a long time ago, and his boss created the Crownsbear and trademarked the name. But one of the things I'd say about that, with all the people next door in India, while it isn't the easiest place to do banking, you don't have the same problem with India where bags full, or like you have in India, you don't have bags full of money just going, like the guy was walking to the bank with it. Where is it? It's a little bit more friendly and a little bit more so orderly. Yeah.
And I think Sri Lanka, the yield per table, because of the cost of operation and the cost of labor, you can get a very high yield per table, whether it's land-based or whether you're streaming tables or whether you're streaming slot machines, you're going to get a very high yield out of that market. So, it's very attractive if you're looking for a market to go into.
I think when you're discussing the next Vegas, you also have to think about timelines. So, yes, there's some meetings happening. Let's say it's approved, wave a magical wand, and it's approved tomorrow, which is never going to be the case. So, and they start construction tomorrow. You're looking at 5 years until the first casino opens up. So, at a minimum. And then during those 5 years, if you're going to place your bets somewhere, there's no better place to place your bets other than right here in the Philippines. To Lucifer's point, yeah, the legal guys, those that are trying to do money laundering and whatnot, they're uneasy, yeah, because this is a regulated market and they're cracking down. Their government's doing a great job of it. And so if you want to be in a regulated market, you want just a level playing field where the rules are all very clear. This is your only option really in Asia for online as well, right? So I can't say enough about this administration of what they've done for this industry, pushing online and leading the way in Asia. There's no other country. They're all looking to the Philippines, which was really interesting because years ago, Philippines were branching out, looking at Macau, how do we do things? And then they just took the ball and ran with it. And again, if over the course of the, say, next 6 years, Philippines is where you want to be.
Yeah, and if you look at the development just in this area here, you've got West Side to open very soon. If you look further down, you see all the reclaimed areas. There's one area which is 316 hectares of reclaimed land, which also has a integrated resort license, waterfront city. So there is space here for more integrated resorts. And also, the online industry domestically has only really been going since COVID. And look at the numbers that these guys are doing only in 2 years.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
One thing I'd elaborate on what Eva said, it's 5-year start to open cycle in a country that's somewhat developed and has a good construction base to international standards. You gotta, while Bangkok does, we were talking about places like, it's not in Bangkok. It would be Mae Sot. It's not easy to get things done at the best of times. Whereas something like the Philippines, yeah, we all have our frustrations spelt with a PH, but there's availability of skilled or at least manpower, as well as the equipment and the machinery to get things done.
Yeah.
If we look at this market, Philippines has the best human resource in the region and also the best natural resource. 7,600 islands. If you really want to promote tourism here with the improvement in domestic infrastructure, this can be one of the leading economies in Asia over the next 10 years.
It should have been there a long time ago.
Should have been there a long time ago. I've been waiting 37 years.
Yeah, I've been here a few years myself. So,
No, I mean, like, I agree. I mean, Philippines already a casino hub right now. I mean, it's very mature and everything's regulated. But, generation change, time change. We don't know what's the next upcoming casino is going to be. So, we just keep ourselves open-minded.
on that note, because we're going to have to wind down, is there any other regional places that you could think that would pop to mind that have talked about legalizing gambling, that you could even think of that would have the infrastructure to support that, to possibly become a new Vegas of Asia? Can anybody think of anything?
I couldn't think of any other places.
United Arab Emirates.
Yeah. Well,
Wind's going. Wind's in there.
yeah, RAC is going to be nice.
Online is getting licensed.
We were just taking a detour to the other stage a minute ago, and Dr. Jane also mentioned that Saudi Arabia is leaning towards legalizing gambling, and the Nome city, whenever it finishes getting built. But they have infrastructure. They have a lot of resources. Evan? You want
I'm
to bring
sorry,
Tony
I'm
up?
doubling down on the Philippines. I really am. Short term, 5-10 years, Philippines where it's at. So if you're
Question for you: that you live in Thailand on the weekend. I mean, Taiwan on the weekend. What if Taiwan decided to legalize gambling? What do you think about that?
Where?
Taiwan.
It's never going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but it's wishful thinking.
I think Thailand or Taiwan. No, you got me saying it. They're doing a good job right now of essentially operating like pogos for customer service to various other parts of Asia. So, and this shakeout with the pogos, I thought could potentially affect Taiwan, but in the end, the mainlanders weren't allowed in, so it had very little to no effect on Taiwan's economy. So very resilient, really great. I love Taiwan. My family just refuses to move from there, so that's why I'm there on weekends.
We got to wrap up pretty soon. Any last comments, or want to take any questions from the peanut gallery? Hi, Buller.
No, I'm good.
Joe?
Happy to answer any questions after. I'll be here for the next 2 hours.
We'll
Thank you.
answer any questions, just no marital advice.
But anyway, I'm not going there. Anyway, so I'll be here for the next 2 hours, and then tomorrow during the morning. So I'll see
I
you there.
think summing up, Philippines short term,
Yeah.
keep an eye on Thailand, and Sri Lanka is your outside bet.
Yeah.
If you're going to bet on 3 markets, but short term and next 10 years, it has to be here.
when does anybody? So we're all in gambling. When's your bet on Japan even opening their first casino?
MGM had groundbreaking in Osaka, but it's just getting a spade and turning dirt. So that's going to take them, even they start work today, with all the infrastructure they have to build, has to be at least 7 years. So,
Any questions from anybody? I got it down to the second.
Well done.
perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Whoa, guys, whoa. I know. I've got 4 amazing gentlemen on the stage. Before I let you go, I do want to see if there's any questions from the floor. We've got a couple of minutes. Is there any questions from the floor? Come on, we've got some amazing guys up here. Someone must have a question from the floor. You seem to have done an amazing job.
Thank you. We tried.
Fabulous. Are there no more questions? This is my last. We got just a few minutes. Any questions? Okay, now I'll let you go.
No more bets.
Thank you so much.